Hey everyone, Dr. Josh Mattson here with Infinity Chiropractic Center. I am going to do a live over retained primitive reflexes and the most common ones that correlate with attention issues. So every single child that I've seen, really almost literally every single one I've ever seen that has attention issues, that has a diagnosis of ADHD, that has issues just focusing in class or just being able to follow what's going on or do multi-step processing things, they have three very common reflexes, or they all share the same ones, at least these three, and some will have more as well, but they almost always have these three. And they are, the first one's called an asymmetrical tonic neck reflex. It's a reflex that it should go away at 6 months of life and before kids start to crawl. And how you check it on a child, it's really quite easy. You put them on their hands and knees. So they're on their hands and knees, you drop their low back and you turn their head to the side. What happens is if they still have this reflex, is you turn their head and their arm will drop out on the other side. Arm will drop out on the other side, or you can just test it, having them stand like this, like they're in a zombie position, have them close their eyes and turn their head. And if it's positive, their body will go with them. Turn their head this way and their body will go with them as well. Or it may go one side, it may go the other side, or it may go both. That's a really common one. And what it does, it helps you to develop everything across midline. It helps you develop the ability for your body to cross midline. It helps you develop the ability for your eyes to track across midline. And what happens is when a child's, let's say they're focusing or they're trying to pay attention in class and their eyes track like this, their eyes skip, and they can't fix it. They can't focus on those or whatever's going on. But that's a big one that plays into it. And it also will cause things like balance issues, coordination issues. It'll cause difficulties with fine motor, like holding a pen. So you'll typically see poor handwriting with it, difficulties tying their shoes when they ride their bike. Those are the main things you'll see with that. The other one is what's called a symmetrical tonic neck reflex. It's a reflex that should go away at 8 months. To check it, again, what you do is you put them on their hands and knees, and on all fours again, and you drop their head down. And you also got to drop their low back to make sure that's all the way down, because if you don't do that, they'll just use it to compensate. So you drop their low back down, you bring their head down, what you'll see is their arms will start dropping out as their head goes down. It's developing when you see a kid get on all fours and they're rocking back and forth. That's when this reflex is developing, but helps you to do a lot of different things. Two main things it helps you to do is it helps you develop convergence of your eyes, divergence of your eyes, tracking up and down with your eyes. And a big thing for attention is it helps you to develop your low back musculature so you can sit for long periods of time. Kids that have this reflex, they typically have really poor posture and they get uncomfortable very quickly. So they're constantly moving, constantly fidgeting, trying to get comfortable. They're just constantly moving with it. And that's a big one for a lot of kids that just can't sit still. They can't sit at the dinner table. They are always up and they're always moving. That's a very common one. The last one is, it's called a Moro reflex. It's a startle reflex. And it should develop right around 3 months of life. Sorry, the phone call came in there. But what it is when a loud noise, something comes into their vision too quickly, when they move too quickly, they get a startle. So it'd be the same thing as like you walking down a hallway and I jump out at you. Your pupils dilate, your heart rate goes up, and you get into a state of fight or flight where either you're going to fight me or you're going to run away from me. When this reflex isn't developed appropriately, what happens is every time something comes into their vision too quickly or they move too quickly, they get that same response. So they're constantly getting that fight or flight all day, and then that raises their sympathetic nervous system so that they are in just a very heightened state all day. So anytime someone drops a pen, they startle and look. Anytime someone makes a noise, they startle and look. Anytime something comes to their vision, they startle and look. It's constantly stealing their attention because they're looking for what's going to startle me next, what's going to startle me next. So things that are really common with this is, first and foremost, they have attention issues because it steals their attention. Secondly, it creates anxieties. It will create spatial awareness issues. It will create balance issues. Are the really common things with it. So those are the top 3 primitive reflexes that kids that come into our office that have attention issues typically have. How you check that Moro reflex, I'm going to tell you, is you have them stand like this, tip their head back, put their arms like this, and you pull them back quickly. What should reflexively happen is their arms should go down to catch themselves. If they still have this reflex, what you'll see them do is their arms will come up like this. Or if you stand behind them and clap really loud, they'll startle with it a lot of times, and And if you keep clapping, they'll startle. It's normal to startle like 2 or 3 times, but after that, you shouldn't be startling at all. Shouldn't be blinking at all every time. But that's really common with that. So those are the top 3 reflexes. If you have a kid that has attention issues, check it on them. They're really quite easy to check. But if they have them, you can make large improvements to their attention, how they function, and improve how they function. If you have any questions, let me know. I would be more than happy to talk to you or chat about your child's health, and we can get them help and get them improving. Have a good day.